Life is good, eh? I don't know. Where's the most beautiful place you've been running? Let me know, and I'll put it on my list. G'day and welcome to Running Australia. I'm Rob Malicki, and today's episode we're in the Cape Le Grand. I want to say it in French because that's how it should be. Cape Le Grand National Park in the southern part of Western Australia, and gotta say it's looking pretty good. We're going to be running a big chunk of the main coastal walk here, which runs from where I am now at Lucky Bay all the way back to the big beach, Le Grand Plage. Yeah, about 12 k's, should be some pretty awesome scenery. It is really a beautiful day, so let's go running. Lucky Bay, this one looks pretty beautiful, doesn't it? 12 kilometers, eh? 12 and a half. Full hike actually starts at Cape Le Grand, where we're going to finish, and runs over along this beach, Lucky Bay, finishes the other side of that hill at a place called Rossiter Bay. But this is the section of walk which is the most spectacular, they say. So let's do that. Straight up the hill. I actually wanted to run the whole thing, the whole 20 k's, but just logistically a little bit hard to organise with family commitments. So I'm just gonna run this section, which is supposed to be the most beautiful anyway. Plus it has the advantage that I'll run with the wind on my back. Wind's blowing about 20 kilometers an hour today, so having that as a headwind is a bit tricky. Nearly there already. First stop, checkpoint. It's 2 k's from Lucky Bay to Thistle Cove, 70 meters above sea level, the little sign marker was telling us. For the view, very good. Enjoying that? If you're enjoying the view, give me a thumbs up down below. Leave me a comment. How's that? Would you like to be running here? Now, time of filming, it's early December here in Cape Le Grand. Once you're out of the wind, it's quite warm. It's supposed to be 30 degrees today. You can see like quite a rugged surface across these rock shelves. Need to be very careful. But with that wind blowing, it's keeping things a bit cooler, which is nice. I'm back in the car tomorrow driving. We're going to be driving from here all the way to Denmark. Not Denmark in Europe, before you wonder. Denmark in Western Australia. It's probably a 600 or 700 kilometre drive, the long one. Get in a run this afternoon. So it does get warm here in summer. You know, 30s is pretty warm for this part of the world, but mid-20s for much of the summer. Some days in the low 30s. As soon as you're inland here, though, away from the coast, it can be very hot, 35, 37. But of course that lovely sea breeze keeps things cool here on the coast. Wow, I've got to go up over that. The next section is rated as hard. It's a section from Thistle Cove through to Hellfire Bay. It looks pretty solid. Won't do that again. Eating salmon before 12k run. It's got my guts in a bind. Such a great trail, and yet it feels so crook. What's your solution? Help me out here. When you're feeling crook on a run, what do? Do you push through? Do you ease off? Do you stop? Really not feeling great. You know what? I'm gonna jog it out to the next bit of trail there, and then I'm gonna walk that section, that first uphill section, just try and get this tummy to settle down. It's like each of these sections is slightly longer than the last. First section was 2 Ks, next section is 4 Ks, 4.5 maybe. The final section is 6. A classic case, like don't go out too hard too early. If you're wondering, the beach is really hard, really hard. It's not a soft sand beach at all. The sand is very fine, hence it's very compacted. Wow, it's got to be the most beautiful run I've done anywhere in Australia. That's spectacular. Hey, remember to subscribe. I'd love you to join me for more runs. I'd also love it if you give me any advice. Any advice you got? Great places to run, technique, gear. I love hearing it all. Hit me up down below in the comments. Thistle Cove, beautiful. Which way? This way? I think this walking is helping my guts. Like, all of the blood goes away from digestion more towards legs and core systems, so it takes the blood away from that, from your stomach. And again, maybe I'm just happy to be walking. Holy moly. If you're considering doing this run or even this hike in a time where there's some water down, so it's been raining, these rock surfaces would be very slippery. Very slippery. So I'm a strong descender and I'm being very careful, and this is dry. So probably got a 45-degree slope there with some really smooth sections on it. I was considering taping my ankles for this run, and I couldn't find my tape. My wife was asleep, and so I just kind of let it slide. But if you are a serious trail runner and you want to have a good crack at this, like really run and stride it out, yeah, I would definitely recommend taping your ankles up for this one. It's very rough. Too many little things here that could go wrong, you know. Look at this. Once again, if this was wet, it would be very sketchy. This is awesome. I see why it's listed as hard. I mean, it's not anything for anyone experienced. It's not particularly hard. But if you're not an experienced hiker or runner, yeah, like getting across some of that stuff is neat. There's the next marker over there. I reckon there's a low tide way around and a high tide. We've got low tide right now, so there's a chance we can sneak across. Oh, look, the crabs. You see them? Huge. Monster. Look at that one. Far out. Huge crab. "45, 50-degree slope here." Well, I've got bad news for you. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have enough time to make it all the way to the Grand Beach, Cap Le Grand. I'm supposed to be there by 3:30 to meet my family, but it's already just about 3, and there's plenty of trail left to go. So what I'm going to give you instead is a bonus. We're going to jump out at the next trailhead, which is at Hellfire Bay, and going to run up the road to Frenchman's Peak, and I'll take you up Frenchman's Peak instead. That way you'll get what you paid for, which is a good run, and I will not get in trouble. I should have counted 2 hours, not an hour and a half. That there is Frenchman's. So I hope it's a worthy substitute for you. 35, like 6-minute kilometres. Run a little bit late. Damn it. It's tempting, isn't it? We'll see what happens. Can we cut through? That is the question. I reckon the answer is no. No, I can't do that. Too risky. Shit, wrong turn. Oh well, that answers the question about whether or not. Alright. That was Little Hellfire Beach. Momentarily distracted. There we go, run is done, 12 k's of running, and it's about 2.7 going up that little guy, Frenchman Peak and back. Very, very nice indeed. Whatever you're getting up to today, hope it's a good one. It's always a beautiful day.